So, the trade deadline has come and gone, and the Bears barely made a whimper. But we did trade for somebody, although you probably don't know who he is, so let's talk about it. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. And yes, even though the Bears were pretty quiet at the trade deadline this year, we did make a trade. We traded with the Cleveland Browns for their defensive end, and his name is Joe Tryon Shoyinka. He's a defensive end. He's been in the league, I believe, since 2021. He was a rotational pass rusher on the Browns. He's only played like 31 snaps this entire year, has no sacks, doesn't really have any sacks for that matter. But he came from the Bucs earlier. He was drafted by the Bucs, and he did record 5 sacks in the year of 2023 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is not a big deal to the Bears in the long run. Obviously, with the injuries on the defensive line, especially given Dayo Odangbo is out for the year with a torn Achilles, Shamar Turner being out with the torn ACL, we needed some bodies there to take up the defensive line. So this is more of a rotational depth piece body that the Bears traded for today. But it's left a lot of Bears fans wanting and wondering, why did we not make a bigger splash? Why did we not go after somebody like a Jermaine Johnson from the Jets, or a Matt Crappie from the Raiders, or Trey Henderson from the Bengals? Fam, I need you all to understand what's going on here. Firstly, the Bears only have right now around $7 million in salary cap space. I don't know if y'all understand. All of those dudes I just named, Henderson, Johnson, Crappie, they're all getting paid more than $7 million a year. Well, I don't know what Jermaine Johnson's getting paid, but I can tell you Crappie and Henderson are each getting paid over $30 million a year. And I thought some of y'all talking about how the Bears could restructure the cap to make it work. I don't know if there's that much restructuring in the world to make those type of salaries work. Not to mention the fact that if you wanted to acquire any of those players, not only would you have to pay their crazy bloated salaries, you're giving up premium draft capital for a Henderson or a Matt Crappie. Even the Jets wanted a second-round pick for Jermaine Johnson, although he only has 1 sack this year. So I'm not really sure why Bears fans are kind of infatuated with this guy when he doesn't have the production to back up y'all's infatuation. But that's the name that y'all kept highlighting on Twitter, so I felt the need to talk about him here in the video tonight. But the Bears don't have the salary cap space to make this work. And you're not going to trade the draft capital that the team want to acquire these players when you got to pay them like that and different things of that nature. Ryan Poles has said from day one that he is building the team through the draft. And I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons why Ben Johnson came here is because the Bears had good draft capital for the future, and they hadn't made any of the crazy trades of the past like Ryan Pace did, and they got all their picks next year and the year beyond and different things like that. So the Bears have the tools that they need in place to build through the draft. We know that this team needs a pass rusher. We know that this team needs a left tackle. Those needs will be addressed this offseason, probably in the draft, if not through free agency. But you need the premium draft capital to get the best players available to make that work. I even saw somebody on Twitter mention that Ben Johnson might want a new GM just because Ryan Poles didn't make any big-time moves today. What? Do you not understand that Ryan Poles is a big reason why Ben Johnson chose to come to Chicago? I know what y'all gonna say. He came here because of Caleb. Yes, but he also came here because he had a pleasant interview with Ryan Poles, and him and Ryan Poles are on the same page. Do you not remember when all of the Ben Johnson sweepstakes hullabaloo was going on? And one of the big things that he wanted was alignment with the general manager, which means that he and the general manager need to have the same football ideology and ideas and ways to go about doing things to build a team. So clearly, he felt comfortable with Ryan Poles, and not to mention Ryan Poles got an extension that puts him on the same timeline with Ben Johnson. That would not have happened if Ben Johnson had not approved it, because Ben Johnson is making the most money in the organization next to George McCaskey being a billionaire. But next down the line is Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson is the head honcho. So if he didn't want Ryan Poles would have never have gotten his extension. So trust me when I tell you they are in alignment. And because of that, I have to believe that Ben Johnson also did not want Ryan Poles to go out and make any crazy Titanic-type move today, which is why the Bears stayed put and only got this rotational depth piece from Cleveland and did nothing more. They are playing the long game. They're going to wait to the offseason and the draft to build this team the right way, in a way that does not put the team at a deficit. And we see what's happening this year with all the injuries and everything that's happened to the team this year. They are still 5-3 in the playoff hunt, in the division hunt. So why jeopardize the future of the team when the trajectory is going up, when the team is only going to get better from here? Because trust me when I tell you, this is the work that the Chicago Bears under Ben Johnson will ever be. The team is only going to get better. Caleb is only going to get better. And now that the Bears have all their draft capital in place, the trajectory of the team is through the roof. There is no ceiling at this point. So what happened today was okay by my book because, again, it puts the Bears on that northward trajectory here for the future when the team is ready to contend for a world championship. But let me know, how do you feel about the Bears' newest addition today? Are you okay with it? Are you one of the ones that feel like the Bears should have made a bigger splash? Drop a comment and make sure you subscribe to the Yard for all things Chicago Bears.